How you doing? How you doing? This is Suleiman Scott from Professional Boxing. I just want to make a quick live video about Sergey Kovalev. A lot of people are saying, all his fans are saying that he should retire after this loss and should not pursue his rematch. I tend to defer. I think Sergey Kovalev should continue with his career. His performance in his weekend fight wasn't that bad. He fought the top contender of the light heavyweight division that was being avoided by many people. Uh, Adonis Stevenson didn't want no fight with him, with Eliezer Alvarez, and all the other fighters. Bivol was way too green for Eliezer Alvarez, and the other contenders didn't even mention him. So if anything, they was giving him step aside money instead of fighting him. So I admire Sergey Kovalev for wanting to fight the best for the second time because he fought Andre Ward twice and lost. And he went in this fight thinking he's going to win the top division fighter. Um, and he was boxing pretty good. From long distance, Sergey, if he keeps his stamina up and he doesn't blow his wad and keeps himself focused and just boxes from long range and uses his legs to back pedal and use the ring lateralship, I think Sergey Kovalev could continue with his career and be successful and be a world champion once again. Sergey Kovalev should take the rematch clause in this fight, and train his butt off, and he might win by unanimous decision in the rematch. Just keep the distance. Admire the kid's power. The kid is still young, fresh, and admire his power. Wear him out. Uh, where you see openings, take advantage of them with your right hand power shots, your left hooks. Just keep away from inside fighting with this guy. Um, don't wear out your legs. Try to take unnecessary. Try not to take unnecessary punishment. Similar to the fight that you did with Bernard Hopkins. And Bernard Hopkins, you used your jab. You kept from long distance. You was you was one step ahead of him of Bernard's tricks. And in this fight, you got to do the same thing to win the rematch. Even if you lose, it's still not the end of your career. If you lose by decision, and if you go to decision with this fighter, Eliezer Alvarez, um, you still have opportunities. But if you go into this rematch with a positive mental attitude to win, and you win the fight, it'll create a lot of openings for you and for bigger and better things. I think right now this is the prime time to fight Adonis Stevenson, but first do this rematch. After you do the rematch and you win the titles again, I think you should start calling Adonis Stevenson for that fight. Um, Once you beat him, if possible, or and attain the WBC and lineal championship, then you start fighting him at dominoes. I don't think right now you should move to cruiserweight. With Usyk right there as undisputed champion, it'd be a very hard fight. You just hang out in the light heavyweight division right now. Try to attain your title back in a rematch. Uh, Associate yourself with positive mental people that have give you the right attitude to perform. Um, what I see that your stamina faded in that fight. You blew your wad, uh, and you decided to stay in the pocket too long with this fighter, with Eddie Alvarez, being that he was fresh. Eddie Alvarez looked like a puncher still in that fight. He has underrated power. A lot of people don't rate his power because of his fantastic jab, but and he will also look very, very fit in this fight. So what you gotta do is, if you wanna take these titles back, you gotta box, move, like you did with Bernard. Keep him on the defensive at the end of your jab. If you find opportunities for the right hand, go for it. Maintain your focus. Like the first fight with Andre Ward, you was winning that fight. You even dropped him, and I don't know how, but you lost your focus. Um, Andre Ward made it a inside fight and took the fight away from him. In the second fight, you lost your, you totally was not in your game. But in this fight, what you gotta do is keep yourself focused. You still have the opportunity. I don't think you should retire. You're a two-time champion at that division. You was also a unified champion. Continue fighting. Continue thinking positive. You still a role model to many people in the division. Uh, and just continue to fight. Um, Once you win your belt, and if you do get that opportunity to fight Adonis Stevenson, unless he wants not to fight you, or Bivol, one of these guys, and attain another championship, then what you do is move up to a better. You can move up to cruiserweight, um, move up to cruiserweight. Uh, See that look for an opportunity, look for an opportunity to get a belt at that division. Right now, the unified champ at that division is Usyk. I don't think you can handle Usyk at this time. You need something to boost your mental attitude right now. I think that's what's your biggest weakness is your mind. You have the physical attributes. You have the long hands. You have the boxing repertoire. You have the experience. You have the stamina. If you don't wear yourself out, all you gotta do right now is get this belt back, defend it, try to unify with the other champions at that division. Wait to see what's gonna happen with Usyk. Or once you have your belts back, or another title at that division, try to negotiate a fight with Usyk. Usyk is looking for other opportunities. He's looking for bigger and better things. He might want to fight you, and if the opportunity arises, I wish you take advantage of it. Take advantage of this fight. How you doing, fellas? Also, like and subscribe this channel. I'm trying to boost up this channel also. Again, this is Suleiman Askar from Professional Boxing, and I'm going to continue to talk about Sergey Kovalev. I don't think he should retire. I think he should go back to training. I think he should go back to John David Jackson. John David Jackson had him very, very, very good. And his training regimen, his style, he was boxing beautifully. Where he beat Bernard, he boxed gorgeously in that fight. I think what he got to do is go back to John David Jackson. Uh, Stop I deal with the constructive criticism. Okay, Kathy Duva is a great promoter. She's trying to match you with the best opponents possible. Don't listen to the people's constructive criticism. All they're trying to do is, like, at the end of the day, when a fighter gets a tough fight and loses, right away they just jump off the bandwagon. But once you're winning, they love you. Oh, Kovalev, the crusher this, the crusher that. But now they abandon you. What you gotta do is remember who are the ones that these so-called yes boys that they like you when you're winning, and when the time gets rough, they just bail out. So when you get your titles back, don't forget them. Uh, what you gotta do is take this belt back. You box just as good as him. You got the jab like he had this fight. If anything, your job was better. I used to have much more power. Use your ring leadership, break the guy down. When you see the guy's worn out, walk him down and take these belts back. Then try to push for a fight with Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson is old at this time. All he has is punching power. He's very easy to beat with your boxing ability and your ring ladder movement. If the opportunity arises for that championship title, a unification, go for it. Just box, and move. Don't try to give him an opportunity to use that punching power on you with that left hand. Take that belt. Then you got Badu Jack. You got all the guys like dominoes there. While you getting defending these belts, and I'm trying to get the belt back for that Bible has, and Better Beef has, then what you could do is try to negotiate a fight with Usyk. If Usyk doesn't want to get that fight, just continue there. A lot of opportunities is there for you. You even have this guy, he's thinking about moving up to 175. He vacated his IBF 168 championship. James DeGale. You go get an easy fight with him. He's still a credible opponent in the England area. Get him. get a fight with him. That'd be a good title defense for the meantime, where you negotiate bigger and better things. And don't let the people come up. You know how the sacrifice. You know the training. They're not doing your road work for you. They're not paying your mortgage. They're not paying your car note. They're not paying your sanctioning fees. So they could take the criticism and flush it down the toilet. Um, and continue to create new avenues for yourself. So when the opportunity comes for you to move up and fight for the cruiserweight championship, you take it. Right now, the WNBA regular title belt is possessed by Bebu Shumanov. Um, I don't think you should go for that belt at this time. But if you fight this fight with Elite Alvarez, and Elite Alvarez continues to fight at that top tier level, and you have faded in a sense that you can't maintain that pace up there at that top level that you once was, and you lose by a decision, then that's when you move up to one not or 200 pounds cruiserweight and challenge that gentleman, get that belt, and use that belt to get yourself a fight with Usyk. Show Usyk that you're acclimating yourself to the cruiserweight division by winning the fight with Shumanov, and then take that belt to the next level. Um, Once you get that, and you establish yourself a cruiserweight division, you got a lot of opportunities there. You got Gassiev, you got Brendis, you got a lot of other fighters that want to fight. Plus, a lot of these cruiserweights want to move up. Maybe Adonis himself wants to move up and fight for the Unified Championship. If the opportunity arises, take it. Do the best you can with your career. But my advice to you, Kovalev, and go back to John David Jackson. Give it another try. Get back at your training regimen like you used to, and continue winning. Continue winning. This was a minor setback. You fought a real strong fighter that was highly avoided. He also was a boxer puncher. He's not only a boxer. People saw the fight with him before Pascal, and people thought like, wow, the guy can't punch. He has just a jab. Pascal's very tricky. He's very crafty in the ring, and this guy didn't give Pascal an opportunity to connect with one of those punches. He did connect a couple of times, but he didn't follow up to hurt Elite Alvarez. So people by that fight, based on that fight, people thought that Alvarez didn't have enough power to hurt you. And as you know, it's the power came in the late rounds. He conserved himself. He conserved his power for the later rounds, and in the later rounds, he decided to unload that spontaneous punch and hurt you, and he continued and followed up. So from this is a learning experience from you. What you gotta do is you gotta box, move. Uh, don't create any opportunities for this guy to counter punch and land that shot again and hurt you. And I wish you the best, man. I admire you for fighting the best in your division. You didn't have to fight Andre Ward. You didn't have to fight uh, Elite Alvarez. You could have done like what Adonis Stevens is doing, fighting second tier opponents. Um, just having those belts on hostage right now, and not doing nothing with them. Um, and you took it to another level. You decided to fight the best, and we enjoyed that as your fans. And I'm one of your fans that's saying continue with your career. A lot of opportunities are for you there. You're big enough even to fight as a heavyweight, like to fight a guy like Tony Bello. You have the reach, you have the height, you have the skill asset. Look at Tony Bello. He's a perfect example. He got knocked out by Adonis Stevenson, moves up, wins a cruiserweight division belt, and that fought two times as a heavyweight and won twice. So you have the skill asset to take it to that level too. So think about bigger and better things. You sacrifice yourself for the division to create this career you have. You have a legendary career. You're a Hall of Famer. I believe your fights are very good, very exciting. Even in your loss to Elite Alvarez, you was winning on the cards, and it was a very exciting fight. So yes, once again, this is Suleiman Ayascar from Professional Boxing, and you guys have a great day. Take care.